pwede po bang gamitin ng PhilHealth sa pagpapa-IVF? Sana naman, no, balik-balik man lang nila yung mga hinulog natin, di ba? May age limit bang pag-freeze ng eggs? Pagkuha ng eggs, may age limit, which is, yun yung, capacity mo to produce eggs. I trust kasi being in the hospital. I like the idea of being in a hospital rather than a center when you're doing anything na surgical or anything na ganyan. And at least, diba, yung hospital, nakakatakot. Parang brown out, ganyan, ta center lang sila, diba? Hi guys! So I have another sit-down video for you guys, and this is about IVF. I posted on my IG that yes, all 3 of my kids are IVF. So, ganito yung kwento. Ulitin natin yung kwento Briefly lang. The kwento is, when I was younger, someone invited me. Someone who's doing alam niyo naman sino. Si Corina was doing her whole IVF storing process, and she invited me and said, why don't you freeze your eggs? At that time, wala pa akong asawa. May jowa ko. Pero parang namang ang weird i-freeze mo with your jowa. Masyado ko naman assuming nun, diba? May jowa ko, pero wala akong asawa. And I actually went to another doctor first. I won't say na the name. And then, nung nalaman niyang wala akong asawa, hindi daw pwede. Medyo gray area pa at that time, yung mga rules. But now, I think the rules are more defined. So, okay, the second doctor that I went to, Dr. Novero, who is like the father of IVF in the Philippines, was very entertaining and allowed me to freeze my eggs. So, to be honest, when I was doing it, I didn't know why I was doing it. Inisip ko lang, just in case. Hindi rin ako sigurado kung magagamit ko ba siya. But, to be really frank, yun yung biggest at best idea na I have done in my whole life. Okay? So, I froze my eggs way back before 30s, I think. Yeah, before 30s. And then, nagamit ko siya years after because I got married at 35 and I put bass in right after my church wedding. The process was, in-unfreeze yung eggs ko after ng civil wedding namin. Civil wedding namin was around May. Hindi ko na memorize. But around May, I think, in-unfreeze na siya. Ginawa siyang embryos. Since I got a lot of eggs, dahil napaka-bagets ko nga nun, dalagang-dalaga sila, guys. Konti lang yung pinertilize namin. So, technically, we fertilized 12. Yung memory ko ang sama na eh. And then, 10 took. Okay, out of the 10 that were fertilized to day 5, they didn't even try na day 3. Some kasi, pag konti lang yung eggs mo, hanggang day 3 lang nila ipupush. But mine kasi, ang dami-dami naman niya. So, doon na tayo sa mas sigurado, day 5. Marami pa rin nag-work. 10 yung nabuo. So, 10 were sent to testing. That testing is more on the chromosomes. So, may kita mo which one are viable. Kung bagay yung kakapit or walang problema. And then, 8 came back. So, 4 boys, 4 girls. So, you know the story already every time I put 2. So, I got a lot of questions for IVF and I will answer this for you guys. Is it too late for a 30-year-old to undergo IVF? Is there a deadline to when you can have it done? Yung deadline depends on your body, your production of eggs. Kahit na binibigyan kayo ng gamot, meron talaga siyang may deadline talaga kasi mga babae. So, that's the bad part, diba? And that's why parang napaka-smart nung ginawa ko na I froze it early. So, another thing is 30, bagets pa yan, pwede pa yan. Most of the people I know na nagmamadali na because they tried natural tapos it's not working, nasa 40s na sila. 40 actually, or late 30s. But remember, nakita ko sa internet, actually a friend sent me this, na when you reach 40, parang 3% na lang ng eggs nyo yung natitira. So, imagine that. If you freeze earlier, you have more chances and better quality ng eggs. Yun naman yung hinahabol natin, di ba? Yung better quality. So, yes, 30 is still doable. Alam mo yon. If after you do your research, you think about it, I would suggest na try nyong gawin, especially dun sa medyo nag-e-enjoy ng life. Like me, super Coachella, super festivals pa ako at that time. Hindi ko pa maisip talaga magpakasal or mag-asawa at that time. My heart really goes out to those people who are having a hard time having a baby. Mahirap yun nakaka-stress yun. And ang daming heartbreak, diba? So, better if you have parang some kind of insurance to have your eggs there. Iba kasi yung embryos. How I see it, your eggs, you don't have to use all of it. Ako, ako, the minute na embryos na sila, I will surely use all of it. Kasi nakikita ko na that's the start of life. Eh, yung eggs parang period mo lang naman yun. Question 2. Is St. Luke's Medical Center the only hospital in the Philippines that is capable of rendering IVF procedures? If not, where else? There are a lot of IVF centers now. Also, a lot cheaper na compared to the time na I did it. Yung presyo, mamaya pag-usapan natin. I trust kasi being in the hospital. I like the idea of being in a hospital rather than a center when you're doing anything na surgical or anything na ganyan. And at least, diba, yung hospital, nakakatakot. Parang brown out, ganyan, ta center lang sila, diba? At least yung hospital, it's really a facility that has high standards when it comes to those things. And St. Luke's, yung doctor ko kasi nandun, and siya rin yung head. So, yeah, I trust them. I also like how they take care of their clients. I have only good words to say about everyone in Carmi. That's the center din sa loob ng St. Luke's. And easy na rin kasi, you know, most of the people, when they think about IVF, yun yung time na nangangailangan na sila. Kumbaga gusto na nila magkaanak, 'di ba? Yun yung masama. Kasi by that time, medyo matanda ka na, 'di ba? At medyo namumroblema ka na. Ako, I was able to do it before I had problems. So, to be honest, everything was smooth sailing. Yung delivery naman, I don't yung naging problem ko with Dali, na I had a difficult pregnancy, that has nothing to do with the IVF. That has more to do with my age and carrying a child. Diba? Medyo, I think, katandaan na yun, guys. So yeah, there are other centers. I cannot say the name because I haven't tried them. I also have no experience with them. So syempre, ang hirap naman mag-recommend na something na hindi mo na-try. Same with all the other products you see me post. It's something that I really believe in and I try. So yan, hindi nyo maririnig sa akin ng ibang centers here because I haven't tried them. How long is the egg collection part of the IVF process? I heard it takes months. Hindi, mabilis lang. Kung wala kayong problema, mabilis lang. Like, naka-time siya sa period nyo eh. So, the minute na you get your period, you start doing injection. So, sinasabay siya sa cycle mo. Matatagalan lang siya kung maybe irregular kayo or there's something else to fix na may problema kayo. Ang parati ko naririnig is yung mga autoimmune or yung mga meron talagang deficiency that you have to fix first before you can actually do the egg retrieval. So, the process, pagdating sa gamot, you inject daily para ma-stimulate ng more eggs. Usually kasi, isang cycle mo, isang egg lang naman, diba? So, ito, para dumami yung follicles, mas marami kang chances, more chances of winning, diba? So, ayun, it's just really one cycle if you have no problem. So, one cycle is like a month. Di pa nga eh, less than 21 days or something. Yung mismong procedure of getting it, you just go to the hospital, you're outpatient, you're done in half a day. You're actually done in like an hour or two ata. But then, magre-recover ka pa. Kasi tulog ka pagka tinanggal sa yung eggs mo. And then, yeah, you're good to go. So, sobrang bagets ko nun. I remember I was also in Happy Mondays cuisine right after. So, same day na kinunan ako ng eggs. Sa gimikan na ako nung gabi. Diba? Is IVF possible after myoma at cyst surgery? Alam mo, I really cannot say kasi I guess it's different per person. But if you consult a doctor, they can say if you still produce eggs or whatever after your surgery. I think they can answer that better. State of IVF and surrogacy here in the Philippines. I like this question because I would have to do this for my last two remaining embryos. I cannot say it's illegal, but more like hindi pa umabot yung laws natin doon sa, kasi 'di ba sa states, pag surrogacy, iba yung nagdadala. So, ibig sabihin, embryo nyo yun sa asawa mo at sa'yo, pero iba yung carrier, nilagay nyo sa ibang tao. The problem with that is, here in the Philippines, pag nanganak ka, yun nanganak, yun yung nanay, 'di ba? Wala tayong surrogacy laws. So, I cannot say, but I wouldn't do it here because, yun nga, edi, siya yung magiging nanay unless you do an adoption process or something, but it's still weird for me because ang hirap ko explain sa anak ko yun. So, I would, my last two, I am planning to do it abroad. Medyo vague pa, all the ideas, how to do it, how do I send my embryos, all those things. I will research on that and get back to you guys when I'm actually doing the process. Nawala na yung goal natin na 4x40, 3 lang tayo umabot. But kasi I had a difficult pregnancy with Dali, they had to take out my fallopian tubes and my uterus. So, So, hindi ko na talaga makikerry yung bata even if I wanted to. So, yun yung problema natin. And may solusyon naman. So, I was thinking galing din talaga nitong IVF na to eh. Isipin mo, I want more kids, diba? If that happened and natural lang, wala, ending na namin hanggang dali lang. But we still have 2 more chances of winning. Until what age pwede mag-IVF? Nasagot ko na yan. It really depends on your body, but remember that when you hit 40, you only have 3% left of your eggs na millions and millions when you were younger. Kailan po ang baby number 4 and 5? Ayun. Si baby number 4 and 5 ay naka-frozen delight sila ngayon. Naka-freeze pa sila. Hopefully, after we build the house, we can start thinking about surrogacy abroad because medyo mahal siya, guys. So, kailangan ko muna mag-ipon for that. Unahin ko muna yung bahay. Wala na rin kaming space dahil ngayon nga si Dali nakatira na lang sa gilid ng bedroom ko. Wala siya sariling room. Although they all naman stay with us, I still want them to have their own rooms, diba? Kahit natutulog sila sa amin. So, yeah, there's no more space for another baby. So, unahin na muna yung house and then after that, we can talk about baby 4 and 5. Ito medyo hindi to hindi to IVF. Did you use Baby Plus to monitor your kids? Baby Plus is not a monitoring app. It's supposed to just stimulate the baby inside. If you want to monitor, you have to get a Doppler. That's a totally different machine. Yung Baby Plus sounds lang siya. And yes, I did use it for my kids except for Dali kasi nawala na, nasira na yung Baby Plus ko. Hindi ko na siya makita kung nasaan siya. So, hindi ko siya nagamit for Dali. How much po ang procedure? How much din ang storage? Is it yearly or monthly basis? Technically, the storage is monthly, but you can pay it annually. Diba? Ako annually, my bill is just 12 to 15,000. Parang gano'n. Nag-increase na ata. So, isipin nyo na lang, 1,000 a month lang yun. Para lang kayong ilang Starbucks nyo lang yun. Diba? So, it's not so heavy on the pocket, yung annual storage. Medyo mas mahal lang yung actual procedure of freezing it because it would again depend on you. If you're doing it ng medyo tagilid na yung number of eggs natin, mas marami ng gamot yung kailangan. And yung gamot naman yung mahal more than the doctor's fees and all. So the more gamot that you use, the more mahal it is. Kaya nga, if gusto nyo ng some kind of insurance, I would suggest that you freeze it early. Dahil at least mas bata yung eggs nyo, mas maraming chances of winning, and less gamot yung gagamitin nyo. So, less gastos, diba? Yung nagpapamahal yung gamot. Dahil for you to produce more eggs, they need to stimulate you eh. So, ang daming gamot na pinapainom sa inyo. And medyo pricey siya. And hindi lang dito sa Pilipinas. Sabi ng OB ko, worldwide naman medyo pricey siya. Kasi isa lang naman yung presyo ng gamot eh. Does your IVF on the first try fails? A lot of people said na first try failed daw. Mahal pa naman. No! As in, 100% success rate. But I would say that's the reason why I think na successful ako. Kasi number 1, ang bagets ng eggs ko. Number 2, I did the PGS testing. So, technically, yung mga hindi viable, natanggal na. Number 3, malakas ako magdasal kay Lord. And number 4, yun nga, I really did it early. So, 100%. First try was Bass. Ayan naman, nakita nyo nandiyan siya. The second try was Blanca. And then my third try is Dali. I never failed in any IVF procedure. Magaling din yung doctors ko. Diba? What are the basic requirements for IVF? Dapat meron kayong ovary. Meron kayong ovary, babae kayong nagpo-produce ng eggs, then that would be, you will be qualified, diba? Because you can store your eggs. Yung IVF naman is the whole process ha. Yung egg storing nag-end lang yan sa'yo eh. Pag nag-asawa ka na, or may jowa ka na, or bumili ka na ng sperm elsewhere, that's the time na ipa-fertilize siya. So, part pa rin yan ng IVF. So, yung akin, extended version. Because I did my freezing way back when I was younger and did the other part when I got married. So, yeah, nagamit ko siya. Tapos, meron pa ako mga ibang eggs. Baka paraffle ko na lang po sa bingo namin sa Pasko. Para yung buong Becky night, lahat po sila may anak sa akin. Charot. May age limit bang pag-freeze ng eggs? Pagkuha ng eggs, may age limit. Which is, yun yung, capacity mo to produce eggs. I'm 28 this year and seriously thinking about this ever since you blog about it, but wala pa siyang cash. Yes. Now, it's not as expensive anymore. The procedure can range from, I think, mga 300 up. When I say up, it depends on the quality of eggs or the quality of yung body nyo, yung ability to produce. Syempre, pag mas matanda ka, as I explained kanina, mas marami ng gamot. So, mas mahal siya. So, but I know there are centers and procedures, it will start at mga sabihin na natin sa 300 up. So, isipin nyo na lang, huwag muna kayo mag-Laborakay, huwag muna kayo mag-Starbucks. Just try to secure those for your future because you never know. Alam mo, nung time na ginawa ko yan, share ko lang sa inyo. Daming marites at sabi, ba't mo ba ginagawa yan? Aksaya sa pera. Ay, wala ka ba balak mag-asawa? And hindi ko rin sila talaga masagot. But who can say the future, diba? Ngayon, huyo kayo sa akin, diba? It's the best decision ever. Look, I have 3 beautiful kids from something that I have invested on before. So, I suggest talaga kung go niya yan. Good doctor recommendations, especially for APAS immunocases here in Manila. I would suggest that first you go to your IVF doctor. I suggest Novero because I have nothing but good experience with him. And then he can recommend yung partner niya na immunologist for those problems. Maganda kasi kung silang dalawa, gamay na nila yung bawat isa, diba? Mahirap yung hindi magkakakilala yung mga doctors nyo. Can you use it in the future kahit walang baby daddy? Kailangan mo na sperm, diba? Hindi naman siya kaya ng solo flight. Abroad, I know some people who actually did the whole sperm, bumili sila ng sperm, possible yun. So yeah, you can use it without a husband. But how you use it, like you have to send it abroad, hindi ko pa na-research yan. But yes, I know someone who did it. So yeah, she got her egg harvest and then namili siya ng sperm. Diba? Ngayon may anak na siya. Gusto ko din magpa-freeze ng eggs. I'm turning 30 on November. Ayan. Go mo yan. Pag-ipunan natin. Iba po ba ang cost ng embryo storage sa egg lang? Alam mo, never ko natanong yon kung naiba ba yung price because embryos. But I feel like you can ask that in the center or in Carmi, Pero if ever, parang hindi rin naman malaki yung difference because ever since I've been praying 12. I know nag-increase sila. So parang ngayon 15. But yun lang, parang hindi siya, I don't think dahil naging embryo sila kaya naiba yung presyo ko. I think it was really the price increase. How much did it cost, if it's okay to ask? Okay, for mine, nung time na yun, medyo mas mahal pa ata. I think it cost around 300 plus. Kasi kalahati lang yung procedure ko, diba? 300 plus. And then, the remaining, parang sulit ako, if you really think about it. Because it was one harvest, and then nakatatlong kids ako. So, technically, ROI na ako, diba? Yung iba kasi, they harvest, they make a kid. They harvest, they make a kid. They harvest, they make a kid. So, that is more expensive kasi you're going through the whole process. Ako, isang harvest, ang dami kong eggs. Yung eggs na yon, yung batch na yon is where Blanca, Baz, and Dali came from. So, sulit siya kasi isang harvest lang siya. So, makatipid ka na rin in that way. And the reason why isang harvest lang ako is because ang dami nakuha sa akin. And it goes back again to me doing it really, really young. Diba? So, parang ako advocate for egg freezing. But yeah, I mean, for someone who does so much, you're a career woman, ang dami mo pang gustong gawin, super gimmick ka pa. Like ako, super party, super work dati. Hindi ko maisip mag-asawa ng maaga. Pero time is ticking na rin for me, diba? So, perfect talaga yung ginawa ko. Pwede po bang gamitin ng PhilHealth na pagpapa-IVF? Sana naman, no? Balik-balik man lang nila yung mga hinulog natin, di ba? At your very first IVF, do you suggest putting 2 embryos at one go or just one at a time? I always put 2. But I think the reason why my doctor puts 2 is because marami akong embryo. So, I think kung yung embryo mo dalawa lang, baka isa-isa lang ilagay. I'm not sure. Sa akin, every time 2 and isa lang yung kumakapit. I also asked, Doc, gusto ko ng twins. Pwede bang 3? Hindi ako pinayagan maglagay ng 3. Especially, I have twin brothers. So, may mas mataas ang chances ng multiple. And the minute na multiple pregnancy, high risk ka na kagad. So, may chance na mag-premature, may chance na, a lot of things can happen. Hirap pag high risk, babed rest ka, di ba? Mama D, in terms of surrogacy abroad, saan po ang best option? I have people who already recommended where to go. But since I personally haven't tried it, I cannot say. But if you're gonna go for the States, go for yung states na maganda yung surrogacy laws, na pabor sa'yo. There are centers and people who can facilitate it and brief you through the rules, ganyan. So, hindi ka magkakaproblema. Okay. What is the most ideal age to keep eggs? To keep eggs? You mean to harvest eggs? I would say siguro early 30s and late 20s. Para marami ka pang eggs. Ito, medyo motherhood to. Pero how did you transition from breast to bottle for Dali? What bottle do you use? Sabay siya. Pero dati puro latch lang siya. Hanggang ngayon nagla-latch pa rin yung anak ko. So, yung one thing naman na I like about the pandemic na I'm just home. They also allow me to do my hostings at home, everything at home, meeting at home. Dati, I fly to Manila pa. Day trip. So, I really have to pump for the two. This one, kahit nagme-meeting kami sa Zoom, pwedeng nakalatch yung bata, diba? So, that's one thing na I really like about this. So, I think yun na yung mga most of the questions. Some of the questions, they're not IVF related. So, I will do that in another vlog. So, thank you guys! Thank you! I hope I answered most of your questions for IVF. So, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Makahitman lang tayo ng 100,000 subs, guys! Thanks, guys!